So how often do you feel irritable when you're hungry? Or you're shaky, you've got low energy, you're jittery and nervous and anxious when you haven't eaten for a while? And then you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you have a slice of cake or a piece of chocolate and you'll feel so energized, awake and alert. But 2 hours later, you feel tired and irritable and miserable again. So in this video, I'm going to share why your food choices may be contributing to your low moods, brain fog and anxiety, as well as waking you up at night and keeping you awake. And I'll also be sharing some strategies to help keep your blood sugar balance stable and reduce your symptoms. If we're meeting for the first time, hello, I'm Shirley and I'm a band registered nutritionist, and I help women who are struggling with perimenopause, anxiety, low moods and brain fog. So why is keeping your blood sugar levels stable important? Well, basically glucose or sugar is your body's first go-to source of energy. And that's why when you're feeling tired or low in energy, the first thing that comes to mind, and maybe the first thing we all reach for, is a piece of chocolate, a cup of coffee, maybe a biscuit or something sweet. And the reason for that is that's your body telling you that it needs a fast boost of energy. So do you often feel sleepy after lunch, especially if you've had a bowl of pasta or lots of bread or maybe some rice with chili con carne, which is quite something normal to have at lunchtime? And then half an hour later you feel really sleepy. Well, there is a reason for that, and that's because our body can only take a small amount of sugar in such a short space of time. So to explain what happens when you have a high carbohydrate meal, I've created this diagram. So for example, in the morning when you're feeling tired or jittery or you've got low mood and you just don't want to do anything, you may be wanting a cup of coffee with a commercial cereal. Maybe you'll have a piece of toast or a croissant with jam or something sweet on top. And what happens then is that your blood sugar levels rise, and as you can see, the blue area is where your normal blood sugar range is, and your body can only handle a small amount of sugar at a time. So with the rise in your blood sugar levels, insulin is released from your pancreas. Insulin has been named as the fat storage hormone. And because your body can only handle a small amount of sugar at a time, insulin then stores the excess sugar into your fat cells as fat. So depending on what source of carbohydrates you're eating will determine the rise and the level of insulin that's released. So why do you feel such low energy and jittery and low moods again after a couple of hours? Because of the type of carbohydrate food that you're eating, what may happen is that insulin levels rise really quickly, dropping your blood sugar levels really low, and it could go lower than what your normal levels are. And this is why you feel sleepy and tired and jittery and shaky after having such a high carbohydrate filled meal or snack. So you may be thinking, well, what has this got to do with waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to get back to sleep again? That may depend on what meal you had the previous evening, and that's because it may not have been sufficient to keep your blood sugar levels stable through the night. And that's why you're either waking up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep again, or you're waking up really early and you feel anxious and moody and you've got heart palpitations. So cortisol is a hormone that releases energy stored in the liver to prepare you for the flight or fight syndrome. And that's why adrenaline is also released after cortisol is released. So in effect, that's why you can't go back to sleep again in the middle of the night, because you are in an alert situation, as though you would be in a fight or flight situation. And that's why you may feel this as heart palpitations, anxiety, feeling really stressed, and that's why you can't go back to sleep again in the middle of the night. So why are we as women at perimenopause or menopause more likely to experience waking up in the middle of the night or poor stability in our blood sugar levels? Well, basically that is because of our lower estrogen levels. Now, estrogen helps the body to maintain its blood sugar levels, and that's why you feel better before you hit perimenopause. Now, unfortunately, unless you want to go through the medical route in terms of managing your perimenopause or menopause symptoms, you will need to support other body systems, such as maintaining your blood sugar levels. That's why your choice of go-to energy sources of food is really important at this stage in life. And because we're less able to maintain our blood sugar levels, may be the reason why we are more susceptible to low moods, brain fog, and anxiety in perimenopause. So what can you do to maintain your blood sugar levels stable? So tip number one that I have for you is to add protein in every meal. And the reason for this is because protein will help to slow down the absorption of glucose or sugar from the food that you're eating, and you're more likely to keep your blood sugar levels stable, which will then prevent you from snacking and keep you feel satisfied up until your next meal. So tip number two that I have for you is to include healthy fats in your diet. Now, healthy fats work in a lot of ways. In terms of maintaining your blood sugar levels, it works in the same way as adding protein to your meals, and that it helps to slow down absorption of glucose or the sugar from the carbohydrates you may be eating. But it's really also helpful for other things, namely your nervous system and helping your neurotransmitters. If you're finding that you've got dry skin or brittle nails or dry hair, adding healthy fats may help you in terms of improving these symptoms, because they help healthy cell production, and that's why healthy fats in your diet may improve those other symptoms too. So before I share tip number three, have you found this information helpful? If you have, give this video a thumbs up, and of course remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. So tip number three is adding lots of fiber-rich foods in your diet. These are really lots more vegetables and cruciferous vegetables in your diet. Vegetables and fruit have indigestible fiber. And what this does is, again, slow down the absorption of carbohydrates or sugars from your foods. In a previous video, I also mentioned how helpful cruciferous vegetables are in terms of supporting your hormone balance. What's also important with adding lots of cruciferous vegetables in your diet is that they feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut, helping to improve your immune system as well as your moods. So to start putting this into practice, for example, at breakfast, you could have overnight oats with nuts and seeds. So basically, it's putting a portion of oats in a bowl, adding your cow milk or nut milk or whatever type of milk you choose to have, covering it, putting it in the fridge overnight, and in the morning when you're ready for breakfast, all you do is add fruit, just to add a slight sweetness from natural sources, as well as your nuts and seeds, again to help slow down the absorption of sugar. The other thing that you could have is a smoothie made with green vegetables, and I like kale in my smoothie, so I sometimes have it with a little bit of coconut water, coconut chunks, pineapple, fresh pineapple, mainly because pineapple has got enzymes that help your digestion, and avocado that then gives you your healthy fats. You blitz it all and have it for breakfast, and hopefully that will be enough to keep you going until lunchtime. So, or the other thing, if you're craving toast in the morning, is have wholemeal toast with nut butter. So we're talking about almond, cashews, or whatever other butter that you may want to have. Now, in terms of lunch, you can have vegetable soup. And because we're all at home in this current climate of avoiding the virus, this will be a great time to experiment by making your own vegetable soups at home. And what you could also have is, even for dinner, have a portion of salmon just lightly fried with broccoli or asparagus, maybe cauliflower or some salad. And what's good with that is salmon has both the proteins that you need as well as a healthy source of fat. So it's a good meal in itself. So if you're enjoying this information and you're finding it really helpful, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what sort of symptoms you have. And of course, if you're enjoying this, give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you never miss an episode. So if you'd like more personalised help when it comes to managing your perimenopause or menopause symptoms, I offer personalised nutrition programs that are tailored to your needs. And this will include menu plans and recipes that are tailored to help you reduce your symptoms. If you'd like to find out more, I'll put the link in the description below, and I'll also put the link for you to download my free 7-day menu plan to help reduce your symptoms. And until next time, I'll see you then.